Stop and take a look at some of these photos. The jockeys, the horses, the old track at Churchill Downs, they're all part of Black history at the Kentucky Derby Museum. You can learn all about it by visiting the new permanent exhibit.
We're joined by Chris Goodlett, the Senior Director of Curatorial and Educational Affairs at the museum. Chris, we love having you on. Nobody knows more about the history of the Derby. It's a pretty appropriate time to come visit the Black Jockeys exhibit.
Yeah, the Black Hair Generation exhibit is a permanent exhibition at the Kentucky Derby Museum. Largely, I think, does two things. It talks about the history, the early history of the Kentucky Derby when African-American jockeys dominated from 1875 to 1902, winning over half of those first 28 derbies. But also as part of that exhibit, we got to talk to African-Americans in the community and the racing industry for their reflections on the Derby and horse racing, and also what the industry needs to do moving forward.
You talk about some of those reflections. Is there one story in that exhibit that really stands out to you?
There are two I'll mention quickly when I'm looking at the history and people that I think create some awe for folks. The story of Isaac Murphy, first jockey to win 3 Kentucky Derbies, first one back to back. It's estimated he may have had around a 40% winning percentage in his career, which is astronomical. And he is still looked at one of the greatest jockeys that ever lived. Jimmy Winkfield is another story. He was the most recent African-American jockey to win the Derby, 1901 and 1902. He actually left America due to Jim Crow laws that created segregation in America. Prolific career in Russia, prolific career in France, was really in the industry for so many years until he died well into his 90s.
And Chris, last thing, are there some other ways people can connect with you all in the storytelling of, the Black history of the Kentucky Derby? In
addition to the permanent exhibition we have at the museum, we also have a traveling exhibition, and that is really designed to go anywhere. It's a panel exhibition, so we can go to museums, community centers, pretty much anywhere across the country.
That's fantastic. We do truly appreciate you being here, and we hope that everybody gets the chance to go out and check out the Kentucky Derby Museum exhibits, open from 9 to 5, Monday through Saturday, and noon to 5 on Sundays. An hour earlier, starting March the 23rd, as we get closer to Kentucky Derby season.